Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is Raw Reaction, and we're taking a look from The Thing, on The Thing, from '82.
Mm-hmm.
This is based on a short story called Who Goes There, and partly from another movie called The Thing from Another World from, I want to say, 58, but I can't remember where it's from.
Okay.
But I will check that afterwards. It's about an alien who arrives on the Antarctica and who is dug up by a pair of scientists. And, well, without going into too much spoiler territory, it's a hostile alien, else it wouldn't be a horror movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before, so...
Yeah, and actually, this is the reason why we are doing this pre-presentation before we have watched the movie. That's because I want to hear your expectation to this very, very famous movie.
Yeah, you've told me it's pretty gory, and I'm not very fond of gory, and I've seen the wolves on the dogs something's happening to the dogs, and I don't like that. I hate when dogs get hurt. So
yeah, of course. There's a famous quote from Monster Vision: "You can kill all the people you want, just don't hurt any pets."
No, exactly.
So yeah, when this movie came out, it was a commercial failure, but it has since grown a cult following, and it's quite famous these days. So we're gonna take a look at The Thing from '82.
All right, let's do it.
So that was The Thing.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
You liked it?
I liked it. It was very good. Beyond my expectations. Far beyond.
The problem with hyping up movies is when you say it's a really good movie, you usually hype it up so much that it kind of disappoints.
Yeah.
Which is what happened for me kind of with Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But I feel this is a movie where it's justifiable to say go watch it because it's super good.
Yeah, this movie, precisely. It's very good. It's very exciting, mysterious, and it's I liked it a lot.
Well, so did I. It should be said that this movie, as mentioned, when it came out, it bombed, and the music got panned. Like the soundtrack got panned, the effects was too gory, and the acting was hacked down upon because they felt it was too wooden.
What?
And I'm like, what happened? Because I think this is a really, really perfect movie in all those aspects.
Maybe a wrong time, wrong period. It was. It came out.
It came out in the 80s, and by then you had all the slasher movies, so people were used to gory effects. But
yeah,
who knows?
Gory effects, but this movie was very mysterious. It was very how do you say, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what's happening, and neither do the people in the movie. And compared to other horror movies, the characters in this movie are smart, are really trying to figure out what's happening, and in other movies they are stupid.
Yeah.
There's a murder on the loose, and I'll just go take a shower with an open door, and
Oh, I'll just go alone. But in this movie, as you say and as we discussed, people are intelligent and they talk about things. It's not really as much exposition as it's just the characters reacting to what they're experiencing. And that intelligent element of their characters is really what makes you want to see them survive.
So now the radio's gone.
So are the choppers.
Yeah, we're completely cut off. All we can do now is hole up till spring, wait for the rescue team.
No, we don't wait. Somebody in this camp ain't what he appears to be. Right now, that may be one or two of us. By spring, it could be all of us.
So how do we know who's human? If I was an imitation, a perfect imitation, how would you know if it was really me?
yes, exactly. And I think it's weird that the characters are told that they were not good in the movie? Because
Not good.
didn't you say that before? That they were canned or panned?
Oh yeah, the acting, yeah.
Yeah, the acting. I don't understand that because they were very good. It was good. Like, it was natural. Like, it looked like how you would react if you were in this situation.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the critics being critics.
Yeah, critics, they like to be poetic in their criticism of some movies.
Yeah. The crowning achievement of this movie for me is, I believe it's Bob Rottens who made the special effects. These special effects are amazing, and some people think it's too gory. I think it's really awesome.
It's very good, but I think the goriness very good. I laughed at the goriness. Like, I just thought it was funny. So it was a bit silly. It looked. Of course, the sounds were of intestines and stuff like that.
And that screech.
The screech, yeah.
The monster made that was. Oh.
It isn't Benny.
Yeah, it was scary sometimes, but I thought it was funny. For the most part, I laughed.
I should personally say that I have a funny little story about this movie and its special effects. In that, well, first of all, this is all practical effects. There's no CGI, which I'm always a fan of. It's there, and you know it's there, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
My little funny trivia about this movie is, when we were children, all of us, we had active imaginations, and everyone always imagined monsters. You know, what do monsters look like? And when I talked to my friends when we had watched horror movies and we discussed like what do monsters look like, it was always really tame to me because I had a really active imagination as a child. This is the kind of thing that I thought of as a monster when I was a child.
Really?
I was fucked up. But yeah, I always imagined something so outlandish and so grotesque and so large and so horrifying. So this really struck a chord with me because this is one of the very few, actually I think the only horror movie in which I can relate to the scare factor of the monster's design.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because honestly, if you look at Count Dracula, he's not really scary.
Oh.
Jason Voorhees is just a guy in a hockey mask who's buff. So yeah, another thing that worked really well for me in this movie was the setting. As mentioned, it takes place in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And some people would argue that it's really boring to just look at snow and rocks, but I thought it was very atmospherical.
Yeah.
These close quarters and close conditions that these characters had to live in, it underlined all the danger even more.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was a perfect setting. It made sense to the story of how it was, how the cold affected everything.
Yeah.
Again, spoilers, we're going to talk about that later, I think, also.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
So did I.
The movie, and it resembles a little bit. You like snowy movies, snowy horror flicks.
Yeah.
You like that. You like The Shining also. So and that, The Shining could have been in this setting also. Could have been in Antarctica, a hotel in Antarctica.
Yeah, just a hotel in the middle of Antarctica. And speaking of The Shining and Antarctica and this movie, there is an American research base on the Antarctica, which on every day of that's not every day, sorry. The first day of winter every year, they watch The Thing and The Shining. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Poor bastards when they go to sleep, though, because that is the exact circumstances of those two movies. Really close, isolated quarters, and Well, Antarctica.
I would grab the flamethrower and trust no one.
Yeah, you would act like Blair.
Blair? I would not be Blair.
When he distrusts everyone, he just destroys everything.
Yeah.
You don't know what this is about.
You don't understand. That thing wanted to be ours.
That would be awesome.
So, was there anything in the movie that didn't work? I mean, there's some things that they could have explained better, but
there are some things that they should have answers to. You need more answers in a mysterious movie like this. You feel that you are excited and your expectations are unrewarded somehow.
okay.
At the end of the movie, I would like to get to know more about the story, and instead we are kept in the same perspective as the characters in the movie. We know what they know.
Yeah.
We don't get to see anything else other than the big things that are in the ice. And
Yeah, our knowledge is limited to what the characters experience.
yes, exactly.
To a certain extent, I agree, but this is the polar opposite of which for me. In this, I think that there are some things that needs to be kept mysterious, and that's just a matter of taste.
Yeah, of course, there are some things that need to be kept mysterious, but when you find stuff like this so exciting, I want to know more. You want to know more. You want there to be a sequel, for example, and something more than you get.
That's a prequel, but it's really shit.
Yeah,
But we can watch that sometime if you want.
yeah, we can. Yeah, I would like that.
So I think now it's time to talk about the spoilers.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, well, because this is a long movie, to give a brief summary of what the movie is about. There's a bunch of Norwegians who show up hunting a dog, and they eventually hunt it to an American research station. Here they try to shoot the dog, and the Americans kill them, and they sort of adopt the dog as their own.
Helvete, kom der vekk! Det har ikke en bikkje i. Det er en slags ting! Det imiterer en bikkje! Det er ikke mekanikk! Kom deg vekk, idioter!
So they go to the Norwegian Outpost to, figure out what the hell happened. Why are the Norwegians acting like assholes?
Yeah.
And, they find a really destroyed and vandalized base where people are dead and everything's burned down.
Yeah, it's still smoking.
Yeah.
My God, what the hell happened here?
And it turns out that this dog is an alien entity which the Norwegians dug up of the ice, and it has the ability to assimilate people's cells, dogs' cells, for example. That's why it managed to imitate a husky.
Yeah.
And it goes on to, more or less try to escape the Antarctic to reach populated areas to spread its infection. And these people on the station, they can't really trust each other because what if the monster is one of them? What if it's just pretending like it's a person? And that's really effective.
I know I'm human. And if you were all these things, then you'd just attack me right now. So some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation.
It finally culminates in, so much distrust amongst the research people that the entire place is blown up by the survivors in order to rid the world of this evil.
Yeah.
And Giles and MacReady, two of the main characters, they end up as the only last two survivors.
Yeah.
And I know you hated this ending, kind of.
Yeah.
But I love this ending because when they just sit there in the snow, they realize, as they say, if one of us was the monster, the other person couldn't do a thing.
No.
We're fucked. And, if we freeze, the thing freezes, there's nothing left we can do. And, yeah.
How will we make it?
Maybe we should.
If you're worried about me,
If we've got any surprises for each other.
I don't think we're in much shape to do anything about it.
Then it just gets if it gets thawed up again.
Yeah.
And if someone comes to the rescue, then it just gets
then it's just all over again.
all over again. And if it gets to populated areas with a helicopter or something, it's done. How long? It's said that if the thing reached populated areas, the entire globe would have been infected.
27,000 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the thing reaches civilized areas, it could infect the entire world in a matter of 27,000 hours.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
Yeah. And it also the thing that we see after we come to the Norwegian base, it's where we see some video recordings of where the Norwegians found the thing, and they found out it came from a giant spaceship in the ice in Antarctica, and which had landed 100,000 years ago. This is some pre-story we get before the movie starts.
Yeah.
So that's why I was disappointed by the ending. I would like to know more about the alien, more about the spaceship. If there were more of them in the spaceship, there could easily have been more of them in the spaceship than just the one. It was a gigantic spaceship. So that's what I thought we were missing.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think it works fine as just that little self-contained story. But I get what you mean. Sadly, the only things that we have on this is, well, the short story, which doesn't explain it any better.
No.
The movie from 51, that doesn't explain it any better.
Oh.
This one, and the prequel from 2011, which doesn't explain it any better. So yeah, I get what you mean. It's kind of disappointing in that regard. The only other thing that could work or does kind of explore it a bit more is the proposed idea that the Sci-Fi Channel had. They actually toyed with the idea of making this into a TV series.
Oh, that would be awesome.
In which the Russians, they get to the American research station first. They find the alien organism frozen. They try to turn it into a weapon, like that really stupid video game.
What would you? Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know, the one they made.
Yeah.
But they kind of figure out, okay, this is too dangerous to handle. And on a plane away, when it flies over South America, this plane is carrying the frozen body of the thing. It of course falls up, and it's set loose in South America, in Mexico. And there was some really amazing ideas with, well, what if this thing infects a fly?
Yeah.
How the hell are you gonna find it? And can it infect plant life and so on? And there is a point in this movie in which they talk about, is there a way to figure out who is the monster with a heated petri dish?
Yeah.
Now, Clark.
And Clark was human, huh? Which makes you a murderer, don't it?
In the sci-fi project they wanted to do, the thing figures out a way to get around that test.
It figures out
A way to get around that. And that's scary.
fuck.
Yeah, fuck. But that
Sorry.
got canned because, I don't know, it was too expensive because, you know, the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
But that would have been awesome, but they didn't do that.
It would have been good. Yeah, it would have been awesome. Then you could get more into the lore and to.
Yeah. But as a self-contained story, I think it works.
It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. I like the story a lot, and very entertaining, very thrilling and exciting, and you should watch it if you haven't.
Yeah,
and if you have, watch it again.
And again.
Yeah.
And again. No, it's like, for me, it's one of those movies I watch every year.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just that good.
Final thoughts.
So yeah, you recommend people to go watch this movie.
Yeah.
So do I. It's awesome. And I think that about covers it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, once again, thanks for joining me, both you and you watching at home. This has been Raw Reaction, and well, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, okay. Bye.
Bye.